Well, guys, I really don't know how to start off this video, so I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. This defense is just god awful.
Absolutely embarrassing performance by the defense.
Just god awful. 6 fucking, excuse my language, fucking touchdown passes in your own stadium. Home opener.
Dude, that's the thing. The home fucking opener to the season. And again, please excuse my language. If we cuss, please excuse our language. It's just mind-boggling on what the fuck the defense did.
But
how they performed.
What more could you say? 6 touchdown passes at home in your own stadium, dude. That is completely unacceptable.
That's embarrassing.
Any defense, no matter if it's on the road or at home, should never allow 6 touchdown passes, especially to a second-year quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. And now I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes. I give him all of the credit in the world. He had a phenomenal performance. He did.
Fantastic.
And because I have not been big on Patrick Mahomes at all this offseason or leading up into this season. I have not
after
been.
What we've been hearing in training camp, he was doing terrible.
Or just the fact that, in my opinion, he was rushed into the starting role after they traded Alex Smith. He shut me the fuck up. And I have to give him all the credit in the world and all the respect in the world. Now, I'm not going to jump on his hype train after 2 games because we still got to see a lot more from him. Signs of consistency, just more growth from him, more progression from him. But so far these last 2 weeks, what can I say?
He's blowing all the doubters out of proportion.
Me included.
He probably is the real fucking deal for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He is.
And with the weapons that he's got in Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt and Sammy Watkins and Chris Conley and Demarius Robinson, who caught that touchdown earlier against Artie Burns.
Yeah. Number 11 is who he's
fucking Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and speaking of Travis Kelce, man, and I want to give a huge shout out to Steelers Trap because we were talking to him on Twitter throughout the game. Why first of all, why wasn't anyone covering Travis Kelce? Why the hell did we continuously leave him wide open? Why didn't we have Morgan Burnett cover him the entire game? Is that the main reason why we signed him? He's fully healthy. He's able to play, right? But they give Terrell Edmunds the start at strong safety. So why aren't we using Edmunds the only way that we should at inside linebacker, as a substitute inside linebacker to cover those tight ends like a Travis Kelce? Why haven't we done that? What is the point of signing him if we're not doing anything by him? I don't get it. I don't get this defense, dude. Keith fucking Butler. If he's not on the hot seat, he needs to be now. He needs to be now. We've defended Keith Butler the last 2-3 years, but this defense continuously showing that they are undisciplined and continuously putting up performances like this. I mean, look at the last 2 games we've had at home against the Jags in the playoffs and now.
Yeah, nothing. But this game really reminds me of the Jacksonville divisional game. The offense did what they could. The defense just couldn't help them whatsoever. Yeah, especially when they needed it.
This was exactly like that playoff game against the Jags. Only you have the Chiefs fill in for the Jags. There's nothing new. Undisciplined, missing tackles, many mistakes, leaving people wide open. Getting blown out defensively. Like, what the hell?
It is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. This defense, I don't know what the fuck the defense was doing in this game.
Me neither.
Like, there were blown freaking coverages. No one could tackle. There was no pass rush whatsoever.
Yeah, seriously, there was no pass rush. There was no pressure whatsoever. How are you supposed to stop someone like Patrick Mahomes and not get pressure on him? Or without pressure? I don't get it. We only had 1 sack in this game, and that was from Dan McCullers, the backup defensive tackle. I mean, I give a huge credit to Cam Hayward because he was the only guy that really came out in this defense that balled all game. He applied a little bit of good pressure, and he made a very crucial forced fumble late in the game that we could have came back, but we didn't. But still, he was really like the only guy that balled out for the defense that I can think of.
Exactly. Everyone else, Artie Burns, again, blown coverage. Cameron Sutton couldn't do anything much of anything.
Seriously.
Really.
And I don't want to hear this crap how, yes, if Ryan Shazier and or Joe Hayden was in this game, maybe it would have been a different story. But still, no defense should perform like this. Especially a defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers, where we know the talent that we have and the growth that we possess and everything, dude. And just our history overall.
Exactly.
We are a defensive team. and we perform like this.
Exactly. And here's the thing: this defense is going up against more talented, more better offenses later in the season,
Yeah.
like the Carolina Panthers offense, like the Atlanta Falcons offense, like the New England Patriots offense, like the New Orleans Saints offense. And next week during Monday Night Football, they're going up against a hot and fired up Tampa Bay freaking offense with Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback, and he'd been freaking balling out his freaking mind. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I never thought I'd say this in my freaking life at all, but I'm terrified of Ryan Fitzpatrick next week. My God,
I'm sorry.
Pissed off.
I'm sorry.
If this defense continues to play the way they did this week against the Chiefs, and they do that next week, we're fucked.
Dude, I'd be lying to you if I said that I am not scared about next week. Dude, we got Ryan Fitzpatrick or Ryan Fitzmagic. We got Mike Evans, one of the best receivers in the league. We got Son Jackson, who's probably still the best deep threat in the league. Chris Godwin, who's an absolute underrated slot guy. He's going to be a star in this league. We got O.J. Howard. We got Cameron Braid to go up against. That's speechless.
Again, like I said, if this defense plays like they did this week, next week against the Buccaneers, we're kind of fucked.
Yes.
We're kind of screwed.
Yes. This defense is.
Like, for God's sake, Ryan Fitzpatrick demolished the Saints and Eagles defenses, and those two defenses last year were one of the best in the league.
Yeah, especially the Eagles. Against us, how we performed, and we're going on the road, dude. I mean, I understand that we perform good in primetime, and we have a good record against Fitzpatrick, but still, that might not mean shit. Something has to change with this defense. In my opinion, it has to be the coordinator. I'm sorry, we have defended Keith Butler for many years now, ever since he was promoted when Dick LeBeau left, but continuously, these performances keep happening. The Eagles back in 2016, the Jags in the playoffs, the Chiefs today. I mean, those are the only ones that really pop out to me right now.
This defense and the play calling is very inconsistent.
It is.
We cannot be having that. We can't.
And this defense continues to show that they are undisciplined.
Exactly.
And that's one of our major issues in this entire team.
Yeah, the defense cannot be doing this, especially when the offense needs the defense the most.
Exactly. And
like in this game.
Exactly. Because
the offense needed the defense, and we couldn't stop shit.
Yeah. And the offense, you know, the offense was basically the team today.
Yeah, the offense performed fantastic.
Yeah, man, it was a great game offensively. You know, Ben had a much better game than last week. You know, he had
and which I fully expected, because every time he has like 3 or more turnovers or interceptions, he bounces back with a fantastic performance.
Of course, and that's exactly what he had. 39 for 60, for 452 yards
nearly
and
500 passing yards
and 3 touchdowns, along with a rushing touchdown. Man, he had 4 touchdowns total. And then James Conner. You know, he didn't really do much in the rushing game, but that's due to him being limited because we had Ben throw it 60 times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can understand why, especially in the first half, because we were down technically 21 points.
Right, and you know that Bucks, or not that Bucks. What the fuck? I'm thinking ahead of myself. The Chiefs' defense is pretty weak, so I don't blame us for using the passing game. But I would love us to see us running more. Now, the Chiefs, you know. For what from what we saw against Connor, they really limited him in the rushing game.
Right.
But I would still like us to see us run the ball a little more.
Exactly. It's because apparently Ben had it's a minor elbow injury, but with an elbow injury, especially if it's his throwing arm, well, I'm not sure if it was or not. I can't remember. But you know, you don't want it to go too pass heavy. You gotta give some of the workload to James Conner. He's kind of used to doing that because he was that way in Pittsburgh in college with the Panthers.
Of course. But from what we've seen from Conner, you know, he still did pretty good. You know, he wasn't really effective in the rushing game, but in the passing game, he did look pretty good.
Very.
But I hope that next week we have a better game plan. We have a more balanced game plan.
Oh,
like I said last week, I have all the faith in the world in Ben, but I want to see a more balanced offense, and I want to see Conner prove himself. You know,
exactly.
This is his chance to do it with Bell's holdout. So
exactly. By the way, for this game, we didn't need Bell. The offense did what they could, even without Bell.
Yeah. You know, the offense had no issue, man. It was the defense entirely.
Exactly.
Offense was great. Now, there were still a few slight mistakes that they could work on, like the penalties and taking advantage of turnovers, but overall, they did great, you know.
Exactly.
There was no flaws whatsoever, barely any flaws whatsoever with the offense. Really, I mean.
The offense was phenomenal.
Really, honestly, the only flaw I can think of from the offense was probably the penalties and not getting the ball to Brown as much.
Exactly, because Ben and Brown didn't really communicate so much as they, usually
Yeah,
do.
they didn't connect like we all expect. I mean, I think Brown had 9 receptions, but I think not even 70 yards.
I'm not sure.
So that's kind of very down for Brown. So I don't know, man. Hopefully he does better next week, but we'll see. Especially against the weak Bucks defense. I mean, we'll see. But Juju, he had a hell of a game. He had pretty much a career game. 13 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. So shit.
Yeah, Juju is Juju.
And he's proving he's not a 1-year wonder.
Exactly.
So Juju, man, he played outstanding today. He had probably a career game.
Exactly, and I'm really seeing Juju as a very consistent receiver, especially since he's getting all these 100-yard games.
Totally.
If you count even last year in the playoffs too.
Totally, man. I completely agree. And Juju and AB, they are going to be a dynamic duo for this league.
Absolutely.
Totally. Would you guys see a little bit more from Brown and AB? Oh, Brown and Ben. I'm sorry, but because they're not connecting like we all want them to or that we're used to.
It's because I saw Brown kind of like a little upset and pissed off on the sidelines.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't really know what that was all about. We'll probably get more of that, but I'm sure it's going to be something stupid that the media is going to blow out of proportion. So
like they did last year with the Ravens.
Yeah, so get ready for some stupid bullshit that will do nothing but blow away in about 2 days.
Right,
pretty much. But the surprise of the game was
Jesse James.
Yeah, Jesse fucking James. I mean, he had 5 receptions for almost 140 yards and a touchdown. Where the hell did this come from?
I have no idea. Jesse James surprised the hell out of me right here.
Seriously, I mean, here's how I see it. Jesse James led the Steelers in receiving yards. Yeah, it was one of those type of days. Yeah. One of those weird occurrence type of days.
Yeah, so this was a career game for Jesse James. He stepped up when the Steelers offense needed it the most.
Totally, seriously. It was great seeing him because I want to see us explore the offense a little more. Spread the ball around a little more.
Exactly.
And if Jesse James keeps up this performance, he could be a good, reliable target that we were hoping we'd see from him coming out of State.
He could potentially be the stud tight end that we desperately need.
Possibly. Now I don't really see it. If he continues this performance, then maybe. But I still think we need to address tight end position.
Right. Exactly.
But either way, James still had a great game. He was the surprise of the game. So, hell, I mean, that was really the only positive from this game was the offense. But the defense, man, holy shit! I mean, it started off very sloppy and ugly and garbage as hell. Dude, we allowed 21 points in the first quarter. In the first quarter. We allowed half of what the Chiefs scored in one quarter.
Literally.
Now, the offense did good, and they really picked up the pace in the second quarter and tied it up going into halftime, but that was really it.
Yeah, basically throughout this game, the Steelers were just a one-quarter team.
Yeah, because of the second quarter, and that goes for the defense as well. The second quarter is really the only time the defense did good, but that was really it. Overall, they did garbage. 6 touchdowns allowed. I mean, the rushing defense was okay. For what it's worth,
they were able to limit and somewhat shut down Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, they did their job most of the time. So, but the secondary and the pass rush and the game plan was god awful.
Exactly, they have to get better at that, especially going up against, like I said, a hot and fired Tampa Bay offense.
And surprising Tampa Bay offense, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I am not ready for that.
And I never thought I'd be saying this, but
Fitz magic.
Like I said earlier, for some reason, I don't know, and I never thought I'd say this ever in my life, but I'm scared of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's probably going, when Jameis Winston gets back from his suspension, he's probably not going to get his job back. I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was the #1 overall pick back in 2014 or 15. I think it was 2015. But yeah, the #1 overall pick gets potentially benched by an aging backup quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick is progressing more than Jameis Winston ever did in his career for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
In this season alone.
That's surprising. It's kind of pathetic, Jameis Winston, too.
Yes, but against our defense, I am not ready for that whatsoever.
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
The defense, we couldn't stop Mahomes, obviously. Tyreek Hill was doing what he did. Sammy Watkins, showed, his fucking talent again.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't stop a nosebleed, man.
Travis Kelce is exactly. We can't even stop. We could stop nobody.
Yeah, we could stop nothing. The only positive was probably the rushing defense, but that was it.
Yeah.
from the defense. The only positive I can come out of this game was the offense. They had a tremendous game, but the defense itself was awful. Dude, it's like this game was much backwards compared to last week. Last week, the offense played awful and the defense played good. And now this week, the offense played great and the defense played awful. What is it?
The Steelers are just very inconsistent.
It's
I
very
don't
odd.
get why.
I don't get this. I don't. Sometimes it's hard being a Steelers fan because you never know what team you're going to get, and they always give you a heart attack almost every damn week because you don't know what the hell you're going to get out of them.
Exactly.
They're sometimes unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like this defense, man. You know, I was very confident coming into this game, and this defense was nothing. Nothing. This defense was awful.
I was extremely disappointed in the defense.
How could you not be? This defense was trash. Trash. Keith Butler has to be on the hot spot now. Or hot seat, I'm sorry. He has to be on the hot seat. If he's not, I don't know why.
I don't know.
We've defended him so many times these past few years, but he has always been inconsistent, and this defense has always allowed big games like this.
Yeah.
Every, 2-3 games a year like this. In the past 2 home games that we've had against the Jags and the Chiefs, like I said earlier, this is unacceptable. At home. At fucking home.
Exactly.
This is pathetic, dude.
It's sad.
I don't want to sound too negative, but how can you defend something like this, man? This is trash. And against, like you said, against offenses like the damn Saints and the Patriots and the Panthers and the Bucks.
For fuck's sake.
And even the Bengals.
I don't even put the fucking Jaguars in there.
Seriously.
I don't even put the Jaguars in there. For fuck's sake, the fucking division round, we make Blake Bortles look like fucking Drew Brees.
Seriously. I mean, that's crazy. That's unacceptable. Something has to change about this defense. Now, I understand that we're a middle to end team in the regular season, but still, I don't understand why this team performs like this early and they pick up the pace in the middle. Why can't we just come out firing defensively?
Be consistent every single week.
Seriously.
Maintain your dominance. Show your dominance. Make us a legit contender for the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
We're trying to win something here.
Exactly.
We're trying to win number 7. This is the stairway to 7. You cannot be going out there and playing like this.
Exactly.
We won't be legit freaking competition if you keep doing this every single week.
Yeah. And the defense may change up until the midway to the end of the season, but who really knows at this point?
I'm fucking hoping they fucking
So of course so am I, man. But 6 touchdowns to a second-year quarterback at home in your home opener, that's tough to come back from.
It is.
Something has to change about this defense. Offense, you guys did phenomenal. Ben, you did phenomenal. AB, you did what you could. Juju, you did phenomenal.
Jesse James, you stepped the fuck up. James Conner,
You did what you could,
Yeah.
The offense did tremendous. This defense was...
Like I said,
use any word you want.
The offense needed the defense when the offense needed the defense when it meant the most, and they just couldn't back it up.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, this is the opposite of what it was. The defense needed the offense last week, and now this week the offense needed the defense. Exactly. And we just couldn't depend on each other. Maybe next week that's a different story, but who knows? We gotta just build this communication, this chemistry, and just what's the term? Consistency from this team and this defense.
On offense, defense, and even special teams.
Yeah.
Boswell was kind of, he wasn't his normal self.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, there's no excuses for Boswell in this because it wasn't raining. It was no bad weather. It was nice weather out there in Pittsburgh, and he missed an extra point and a field goal. I think even more.
I'm not sure.
And Jordan Berry, I mean, besides one good punt that led to a safety, but other than that, he did nothing. Special teams was off as well. So what is up with this team, man?
I really don't get it.
Seriously, we had so much hype coming into this year, and then we're not performing the way we should. All the talent we have on this team. I don't get it, man. Hopefully we upgrade, and hopefully we do much better.
And hopefully we be more consistent.
Of course, because we need to be.
Yeah,
seriously.
But still lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. What was it, 42-37?
Yeah, correct us if we're wrong. If it's in the title, then yeah, that's the score.
But Chiefs, congratulations on the victory. You guys were definitely the better team.
Totally, and Patrick Mahomes, I gotta give you the utmost respect and credit for that. You definitely shut me up, and I hope nothing but the best for you and your team.
Absolutely, I definitely think right now Pat Mahomes is a real deal in Kansas City.
Yeah, so.
I think Kansas City is in better hands than they ever were with Alex Smith.
Of course. Now, can you imagine if they still had Eric Berry and what's his name, Marcus Peters?
Oh, good God.
That Chiefs team could be one of the best in the league.
Right.
Now, with Andy Reid at head coach and him being very conservative, who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
exactly.
But still,
Steelers go to record 0-1-1.
which is odd, is something that I would never think I'd ever see, and it's pretty upsetting that we have the same record as the Cleveland Browns heading into Week 3.
It really is.
So I don't know, man. Hopefully we just use this as motivation and just progress and have a better performance next week and just heading on throughout the regular season. But
Exactly.
give us your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully we have a better week next week. We're on the Tampa Bay Monday Night Football. We'll make a preview video up probably Tuesday or Wednesday, so look out for that. Other than that, that's our recap. Once again, give us your guys' opinions, comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!